Hello, my gorgeous. Welcome to Faith and Femininity podcast. I'm your host, Rachel Wong, and just like you, I wear many hats in my life. I'm a mom, a wife, a coach, a teacher, a daughter, a sister, and most of all, I'm a woman and I am a child of God. As a faith and femininity coach, I empower Christian moms and women to live a joyful and fulfilled life. Follow my podcast as I share more about self-care, soul care, self-love, soulful parenting, family connection, and most importantly, tapping into the femininity and masculinity that God has created in us and the men around us, and live a life with faith and reflecting God's power, glory, and love. Let's dive into today's podcast episode. So, in the previous episode, I talked about physical decluttering and how physical decluttering helps with putting our life in order again. So, I have decluttered and I have put away things that I don't need. I've stored away things that I don't really use. And I blessed items that I don't need anymore. I also involve my husband and my daughter to go through their things and actually bless them away if they don't need it anymore. And one thing about this Singaporean system is that there's this organization which would come to our unit every month to collect donations. And there's also an app which I use. It's called Audio, and whenever I want to donate anything out, I would also put it on the app, and someone who is interested will contact me, and then we'll be able to arrange a time for the person to come and collect. If not, then it can be donated through the organization that comes every month. Now, these are the two channels that I use in Singapore. I don't know what other country or Malaysia has, but Salvation Army would also take donations, and I'm pretty sure Salvation Army is in many countries. And in Malaysia, there's this organization, a non-profit organization called Play Library, which will also taking toys. They're taking books and stationeries as well that are in good condition, and they will set up a library, a play library for children to come and enjoy the toys, as well as donate out the toys to the children who are in need, like and also toys that are in good condition, they will sometimes sell it off, and those collections or the money that they earn will be donated to the victims of flood or victims of or families in poverty and much more. So I'm pretty sure there is something like that in every country. And sometimes it's hard to let go of something, but if letting go is for a good cause, it probably wouldn't hurt as much. But having said that, there are also underlying reasons why we can't let go. Often it does not apply to just the physical things. Sometimes it's also applicable to something that like some emotional connection that we cannot let go, or some relationships, or money, and sometimes situations as well, something that have happened to you and you can't let go. But today I'm not talking about that. I'm here to share about how I'm managing in this overwhelming season for me, and I hope that it will help you go through your overwhelming season as well. Now, this overwhelming season really requires so much of my attention in almost everything, and my to-do list is often getting longer, and there's so much to do. There's so much to do and so little time. And that brings me precisely to what I want to talk about today. All of us have always been complaining that we have so much to do but so little time. But all of us are given fairly 24 hours a day, and no one is having more of any of that hours, and none of us is having lesser. All of us have the same amount, 24 hours a day. But why is it that some people will be able to do more of what they want to do, and some find it so hard? So why is it not enough to do what we want? And why is it that sometimes we feel like we need weeks or months to do, or even years actually, to get something done? Or why can some things be done in 10 minutes but we took 1 hour? So how are we wasting our time without knowing? Or are we really wasting our time? Okay, so time has never been more or less, like I say, but it is how we are managing it. One thing for me to think through is that, are we managing our time, or are we letting the time control us? If we are rushing for things, we are lack of time. And if we are if we are rushing for things, it is because we are lack of time. But if we are able to commit to tasks that we want to do at that moment, we'll be able to have more focus and we'll be able to do it wholeheartedly and not half-hearted, or while you're doing this, or but you're thinking of something else. So which one would you prefer? To get things done half-heartedly and just going through the motion, or actually doing something intentionally and actually be present doing it and doing it wholeheartedly? Which one? So if you quote from the Bible, Colossians 3 verse 23 is one of my favorites. It says, whatever you do it for God wholeheartedly. So whatever you do it wholeheartedly for God and not for man. And I tell you, it is one of the most important Bible verses in my life. It has taught me how to be so much more present, and taught me how to be more committed and more focused, because having things done half-heartedly is not fulfilling at all. You won't find the joy in it. And if you are always doing things for man, if you're only looking to satisfy man, you will not achieve it. Whereas whenever we do things, we look to God and look to the reward that God has for us, we will definitely be able to enjoy the tasks that are given to us much more, and we'll be able to do the task more wholeheartedly, more committed. And as you do the task, you enjoy it more, you get more ideas even. So let's not do it half-heartedly, because you want to put your whole heart in it and actually experience the joy during every task. So I am a mom of two, and I'm working full-time. I have no stay-in helper, and both of our parents, my husband and my parents, are in Malaysia. I feel like there are days when I'm never alone. Like the moment I wake up, I'll be with one of my children, I'll travel to work with my daughter, and then I put her down, I walk across the street, and that's when my work starts. And I'm surrounded by children again, and as soon as my work ended, I'll pick up my daughter. I'm not alone again, and I'll be home and with my husband, my daughter, and then soon my son will come back, and yeah, we'll have dinner and we'll have family time. They'll go to sleep, and then I'll spend time with my husband. It's like I'm barely alone. But especially during this overwhelming time, I am constantly surrounded by people and things that need my attention. Rarely do I have time not to do anything but relax and spend time listening to my body, my heart, my God, and myself. And that's the danger. If you are a mom and you rarely have time for yourself, let me tell you the hard truth. It is dangerous, not only for yourself, but for your children and your spouse and the people around you as well. Soon you will feel so exhausted or burnt out, and you end up resenting people around you, and even God, asking people around you and even God, why aren't you there for me? Or why aren't you providing me the support that I need, or the rest that I need, or the help that I need? Or you were never able to find anyone who could help with anything. But the truth is the support, the help, the love always there? Yes, it is. But were we able to see it, and were we able to receive it? So during this overwhelming season, I know very well that I know very well every day when I wake up and I don't find time for myself, that's even more so when I should make time for myself. Not only you need to declutter your physical area, but declutter your calendar and your schedule too. Have a look at your calendar and your schedule every day. Go through your day. You may not even have a calendar or a schedule to follow. You might just be going through the motion, just going through the flow, which is not bad, but sometimes you will still need something to help you organize your life, and that's where calendar and your schedules come in. Especially when during this overwhelming season, you don't even know what is coming ahead. 1 minute your child will need you for this, 1 minute your work will need you for that, another minute your spouse asks you to do something, and you've got 1001 things that you yourself want to do. It's like never ending. So this is when you really need to take a look at your day, go through it, and see what you are actually doing, and if all the things that you are doing really need your attention, or can you actually ask someone to help you with it. So remember this: if you can't find time for yourself, that means it's a red flag, okay? And it's an alarm to tell you that if you can't find time for yourself, it's the more you need to find time for yourself, because that is so important. And so often the time for you is there. You can quickly get that time for yourself if you ask or receive the support that has always been there. Now, sometimes I see parents sharing that they have always wanted the me time, they have always wanted the support, they have always asked their husband to help, they have always asked their children to help with this and that, but they don't receive the response that they desire. And that one, we will need to also check on our communication style, which we can cover it next time. But for now, remember that the support and the time is always there. Learn to use your kind words and learn to tap into your husband's desire to support you and trust that He will, because they love you and they want you to also be able to have that desired life that you dream of. Of course, we are not talking about having a life that is like far-fetched, okay? We are not talking about just like princess thinking or like little girl thinking. We need to think logically sometimes as well. Of course, some things can happen very spontaneously, not logical, but we can't say like today, tomorrow I want to, like you can't say that tomorrow I want to fly overseas and leave everything behind. It's hard. It's not impossible, but it's hard. But who knows? Maybe if you ask in a very nice way, you were able to clear out and you were able to discuss very well with your husband or with the people who are around you to support you, maybe it will happen for you. But what I'm saying is, if you even find having the me time hard for you, then the more you need to get that me time for yourself and really trust that your husband or your family members or your friends around you will support you with that. And yes, so look into your everyday and how you use your time. Have a look at it. If all the things that you are doing actually needed your attention, and use a calendar to help you sort out your things to do. So for now, I still have things to unpack from my auntie and uncle's the things that they bring in from their condo. So I still have things to unpack, to look through, and I still have things to declutter. And I'm also planning my vacation, and I also need to spend time with my husband, spend time with my daughter, my son. I also want to, beautify the house. I want to work out. There's so many things to do. So I actually put all this in calendar, like saying that Monday, in the night, I will be planning for the vacation. Tuesday night, I'll be spending time with my husband. Wednesday night, I'll be planning for Instagram. Thursday night, I'll be reading book. And Friday night, I'll be spending time putting my daughter to school, spending lots of time with her. So when you organize your things to do in calendar, and you know what, I also put notification, so I get reminders, and I love it because it just tells me that okay, now it's time to put down the things that you are currently doing, and go to the things that you need to commit to next. And very often when you have set for yourself like 1 hour to plan for your Instagram post, or 1 hour to plan for your holiday, you will be able to finish in that 1 hour. Or even like that 1 hour you just want to read on transportation, or that 1 hour you just want to do a reel. 1 hour is a bit too long for a reel, but you know what I mean. So most of the time, because you have already planned it, you already set the time, you are focused in it, and very often you'll be able to finish it much faster, and your brain juice will just come out with the creative things so much faster as well, and you'll be able to accomplish the task much faster, and you will be able to have more me time. Yeah. And when is my me time? I am still putting it at 5:30 a.m. every day. Not every day is perfect. Some days I couldn't because Nathan will wake up so often in the night, but I try my best, and I'm very blessed that God does give me that me time. He knows I need it, and Nathan has been sleeping through the night and for a longer time in the morning the past 2 days. and I get to wake up and do my me time, my exercises, my morning devotion, and just ground myself before everybody wakes up. Okay, so now now I have a resource that might help you. In my coaching, I have an extensive method, but for this podcast, I have simplified it so that you can follow it through in simple steps. So just DM me on Instagram, me time, and I will be able to send it to you, or email me at rachelwsf.co@gmail.com, and I will get back to you with the resource as well. And these will all be listed in the podcast or the YouTube description, as well as my blog, so that you don't need to take down notes now. And if you need more help after that, do reach out to me, because there is a complimentary coaching session for me to help you through this. And I hope that you will be able to go through any overwhelming season with whatever that I'm sharing here. Thank you, and see you again next time. Bye. Thank you so much for spending your time here with me today. If you feel moved, prompted, or inspired in any way by today's episode, please share it on your story and tag me. Follow me on Instagram at rachelwsf.co to learn more about femininity and masculinity that God has created in our hearts, and celebrate God's love. Remember that God has your back, and you get to create a life that you love with faith and trust in God and yourself. Lots of love and cheers! Bye for now!